Hey everyone, welcome to Reading Room for the third instalment of Raised Forever by Rory. Hopefully you've been reading along with us and you've been challenged to think about the resurrection and what it means to our Christian life. This week's chapter, chapter 3, is, Rory kind of explores this idea of evidence and our culture and our Western worldview really requiring evidence for something to have happened, evidence for the resurrection. And he explores this idea in terms of scientific and historical evidence, and that obviously we don't have any scientific evidence for the resurrection, and that would be impossible to come by. But we have a lot of historical textual evidence. It's really interesting to see how Rory explores that and almost this, the nature of the story being from eyewitnesses, having slight indiscrepancies actually makes it all the more believable as a historical event that happened, that Jesus was truly raised from the dead. But actually the thing that I found most compelling about this chapter is that thought that Rory has at the end, that actually it's more than just was Jesus raised from the dead or not, but actually do we believe that there is a God who could and who would raise someone from the dead? That's what it comes down to. It comes down to whether we are actually going to take hold of that news that Jesus rose from the dead and be prepared for the changes that makes in our lives. That's what it comes down to, and that's what Rory that's where he lands in this chapter. It's well worth a read if you haven't read it yet, and hopefully you are being encouraged by this discussion on resurrection that we're having through this book. And hopefully you can make time next Thursday night because we're going to have a special discussion with the author. Rory's going to come and chat to us, and we're going to have a discussion about resurrection with him. We can ask questions about the book. We can ask questions about resurrection. Should be a good time, so hopefully you can stay tuned for that. And in the meantime, in the next couple of weeks, maybe you could read chapter 4 to be prepared for that. All right, catch ya.